period. You never want to do that.
Along with Gary Dornhofer, and the two burning questions that remain before the playoffs begin Saturday. Number one, how is Lindros, Gary Dornhofer? And number two, against whom will the Flyers play?
Well, with Eric Lindros sustaining that eye injury in a very freakish play at the Core State Spectrum in the last game against the Rangers, on the power play, Lindros let go the slap shot, hits the thigh pad of Bukaboom, and right back under the eye. Now, we've heard talk shows, various reports from doctors and newspaper articles, and why speculate? Everybody seems to think that Eric Lindros will be in the lineup when the Flyers play their first game, and hopefully that will happen.
Now, against whom will the Flyers play? There are three possible...
Flyers fans deeply concerned about Eric Lindros. Here's Gary Pop.
There is blood in the back of his eye. Even with a visor, it might not be advisable today for Eric Lindros to play in the playoffs this weekend. He might sit out the first part of that series against the Buffalo Sabres. Here is Eric today at his locker. He notes that he needs a couple of weeks for it to heal properly, but simply does not have the time with the playoffs coming up, maybe Saturday or Sunday.
They're talking 2 weeks, and we don't have time for that, so we're front loading the treatment at the start here, and hopefully it's been paying off, and I'm way ahead of schedule, and hopefully be ready to go.
Here's the shield that Eric will wear when the doctors clear him to play after his vision does clear. But make no mistake about this, they're not going to rush Lindros because the potential for blindness in that eye is there. Then
a lot of freaky things happen just as soon as yesterday. As a matter of fact, this was 8 days ago. Off the hip, the slap shot, Eric Lindros, and 100-mile-an-hour slap shot came back and hit him about 90 miles in the left eye, or just under the left eye. Eric, as you may recall, walked out, took a visit to the eye doctor, and Eric Lindros hasn't played a minute of hockey since then. He joined us now in studio. Tell me, you close your right eye and look out your left eye. What do you see?
Well, everything's coming along real good. We're on schedule, and with the doctors okay, we'll be back in the lineup as soon as possible.
What is it that they actually do when you go see the doctor, and you've done it, what, every morning
they
since?
check your pressure. There's a concern about the internal pressures forcing the blood to come back into the eye if there's a big shot, big jolt within the body. Other than that, check your vision. Everything seems to be pretty clear, and we'll just wait for that.
When people have said, or you've commented, that it's a little bit fuzzy, is that because of medication?
Yeah, it's medication. It's just that they want to dilate your pupil and work it that way. That's how they're working the process, and it's come back down, and we're ready to go.
It was such a weird play. Did you see the puck coming back at you?
You'd think hitting his fat butt, it wouldn't come back so hard, but I tell you, it came back pretty hard, and yeah, here we sit. But the boys are playing well, and we got a lead heading in the locker room. Hexy's played real strong this period. We get our power play going and keep our penalty killing the way it is, and we'll have a strong game.
Well, now the idea, we've seen this in some practice video. Now you've got to wear this. You'll wear this helmet with the full shield, as you can see here.
Yeah, they stick a few goldfish in there, and
yeah, it's hockey from a fishbowl. Exactly. You will wear this the remainder of the series, the remainder of the playoffs.
I don't know what they have planned. They told me to throw that on and get used to it, so we haven't really discussed it. I'd much prefer to go to a shield midway through. That gets awfully hot, and it gets foggy in there, but we'll give it a shot, and we'll see what happens, and but hopefully we'll be back to just a half shield.
Do you foresee the day that maybe everybody's going to wear these half shields? I know Clarkie's talked about it a little bit, and Terry Murray has mentioned it.
I don't know. I mean, maybe the half shield is something that I'm certainly going to look at, and my brother wears one, and there's a lot of guys in the league wearing them right now, and what happened there is a scary thing, and maybe it would have prevented it if it didn't slide up underneath. I don't know what would have happened, but yeah, it's something I'll look into. But until then, we're stuck with this thing.
What are the prospects, Eric, for a return come Wednesday?
I don't know. It always seems that it takes a group. The doctors will get together. They'll talk about it. They'll consult one another, and there'll be another decision about when is the best time. So we'll see how tonight's game goes, and but really I don't think that has too much of a bearing on it. I just hope the team plays well, we get another win, and we'll head into Buffalo. So we'll be on that flight, that's for sure.
Might be quite a blow to his ego. They've done it without him so far. They won game one.
Start back. I'm on the skating club. Joined the skating club, and all the boys over here. Yeah, we're all.
Thanks very much, Eric Lindros. We will be back with more intermission activity from the Core State Spectrum in a moment.
NHL 17.
The Force is back with his team. 88 is back. Eric Lindros, the Flyers captain, who just missed by a whit of winning the scoring title in the NHL, is certainly the league's top candidate for most valuable player. He is a great one. He is the hope of the future and of the present for the Flyers, not only an offensive force, but the physical one as well. After missing the first 3 games of the series with an eye injury, 88 is back. And no one knows that better than Coach John Muckler of the Sabres.
We can do it, but we have to beat Philadelphia when they have the best on the ice. And we're looking forward to it. I mean, he's a great player. There's no question about that.
No batter near the end of the season, and after a 12-day layoff, Lindros is hungry and ready to play and make that physical presence once again a part of the Flyers' mechanics. That's from the Odd in Buffalo. Game 4. The Philadelphia Flyers and the Buffalo Sabres. The Stanley Cup Playoffs. Coming up next.
Desjardins for the Flyers. Out to center. All alone is Lindros. Look out here. Got in a little deep, then put it in. Oh, do you believe that?
Is it Eric Lindros' day or what? Oh boy, nothing's going right for the Sabres.
Just when you thought that Dominic had done what he had to do, forced him wide, Eric flips it out. Well, let's take another look. This whole thing is a piece of brilliance for Philadelphia.
Can't believe, first of all, that Jicknick did not get a shot on goal. That's the way it's been going for Buffalo. What a play by Desjardins, right up the middle. Hasek stays right with Lindros in the fake, no problem. He dumps it in front, and I believe it's Gary Galley that had the misfortune of having the puck go off the back of his tape and right up into the top corner.
This is Eric Lindros' first Stanley Cup playoff goal.
Oh, boy.
It's credited as an unassisted goal to Eric Lindros, 17:45 of the opening period.